Go round to I say, Amamaseta, Ashidu, Ashite, Ashuam, vibrations, every bucka. May your mind, buckas, and souls be old. May your omits be sound. May your buckas be leaven off ground. When we keep to the breath, the orth, the mothor, the seon, the soul of Ra guides and keeps you old. Ayanma, I say Ra, Ella E say El say I, Christ Ori Chaplain Tata Ahmed Ra. I am my truth awareness, true talk. Can be a part of the greatest transfer of Ma Elf, that's intelligence, Amenology, to Ongodu. This is sound logic. And with all that being offered to you, being a fool is absolutely your choice to raise Ray 1870. And yes, this is the Crypto Shit Shower Update Report, where we instill in your brain, in your mind, in your perception, that the blockchain is not a financial umbrella that you can hold up and prevent shit from your head. We can see Bitcoin still hasn't made it above 95, despite yesterday having to be above $96,000 just to be on par and maintain its mirror image as God. Okay, we keep explaining to you that Draconi is a parasite system. Look at it like software. You are the hardware, okay, that is built to operate on sound, okay? But a word virus code was inserted into your system. And now, instead of operating by way of your senses, you have to operate by way of your eyesight. And the only way that your senses can be activated is if you lose your eyesight, lose your symbolic vision. This is what we're trying to accomplish here through the markets and many other means. But for you who are interested in the markets, this is an opportunity for you to get sound logic. So please go to Jesus.com, sign up, get solarized. This is spiritual warfare. Like all things, the markets is just another facet of religion. Okay? So go to Google, go to Apple, download the Kagadora, get off of the Gregorian timeline. Get yourself on Ra's timeline. It's a sound logic, the source of intelligence. Why rely on the blues and fake news for market updates, expectations, and speculations, when you could be retethered to sound and recognize and realize that that parasite is you? So you have the choice not to act like that parasite and make the system give. Turn the system into your pet, not the system petting you. All right? So we can see, like I was opening up and saying, that it's struggling. Okay? After, let's take this to the daily. After being below levels into the 80,000 level, it dropped below 90,000. Remember, as soon as October the 1st hit, Bitcoin had to be maintained above $90,000. Okay, because we were in the 1/8s. We went from 1/7s, from the 1700s, October the 1st, we began the 1800s. Okay, so we're 20 days away from beginning the 1900s. Okay, today's 1870. Okay, so sorry. So when we reach 1899, okay, which is 29 days from now, okay, we will reach 1900. So Bitcoin would have to be 1 plus 9 equals 1 or equals 10. So Bitcoin would have increased another digit, another 0. Okay, so Bitcoin would have to go up to $100,000. It has to maintain above $101,000. Okay, the range for the whole entire 100-day cycle will now be from 101,000 to 199,000. Okay, or 109,000. Okay, but let's just go to the Mithorian Kagidora so you can see what I'm saying. Okay, right now, Bitcoin is part of the parasite body. That parasite body is simulating the ether. Okay, so it's presenting a mirror image. Okay, so in order for it to present a true mirror image, it has to be equivalent, in this case, to the day value. Okay, when we didn't recognize this, when the Kagidora wasn't brought into our reality, it was able to do what it willed. We didn't have no right to reason. Okay, remember what I just said just now. We had no right, no entitlement to reason because there was nothing else to compare with. The Gregorian timeline is the Gregorian timeline. Okay, you could have a 13-month, it's still all Gregorian timeline. They're all moon centered. They're not sun centered. Okay, every calendar, despite it saying a sun timeline, blah, blah, it has 365 days. So right away it's telling you it's honoring the moon, not the sun. Okay, you got that. But yet they want to know what the sun is doing so that they can counter the energy that is directed or erected to you. Okay, we are the recipients, the beneficiaries of the ether. Okay, so by attaching to our bodies, to our ka, baka, they can control our cause. Okay, your cause is your purpose. You understand this? And right now, our cause seems to be monitoring, watching, feeding the markets. So for those who are in this situation, Sound Logic is here to save you. A lot of time, a lot of grief, and a lot of lost money. Okay? So like I said, when it gets into the 19s, it's going to increase its expectation. Okay, it's going to increase its expectation. So as you can see here, 1 and 9 equals 1. Okay, so Bitcoin has to reach $190,000. Okay, because we know it's not going to be there right away, we are allowing it to get the lesser number. Okay, so it will still have to be in the 100,000 range, but we will allow it to maintain the lower range. Okay, we're going to work with what we see. Okay, we're not speculating or inflating anything like the markets want you to do. They never want you to pay attention to what's happening now. They always got you looking back or looking forward. They never, ever, ever teach what's happening now. Okay, they're going to give you all sorts of excuse for what's happening now. Okay, so we're all about what's happening now. All right, so when we get into this range, Bitcoin is going to have to be more productive than what it is now. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is Bitcoin either is going to be making a big push to maintain its power, or it's going to disappear. Okay, it's going to disappear, and there's all sorts of reasons for it to disappear there that they can give you. Okay, like I've been explaining, especially if they want to present some alien or looking creatures, reptilians, whatever, blah, 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 you know, or some kind of God. They could just say this God it's not ethical. The market's got to shut shit down. Okay, they could say, oh, you know, the Muslims are taking over. You know, this is not allowed. You know, whatever it is. Okay, the bottom line is the markets, number one, are not going to see full value that until they can control 100%, or for the most part, your ability to spend your money, to get in and out of your investments and the whole shit. Okay, so when this digital ID that's attached to your genetic proof that you are no longer a soul, because this is what the mRNA is going to do, it's going to edit you. Okay, so instead of saying Ra, it's gonna say Za. Okay, it's gonna say Lucy, Lucifer, Lumen. Okay, instead of you being human transitioning to a Nazi tribe, the Baka. Okay, you're going to be a luminaire. All right, you're going to be illuminated. Okay, when you go through a scan, they're going to be able to see the illuminated blood. Okay, they'll be able to see it in your veins and say, "Yep, you've been vaccinated. You're good to go." Because that's what the ID is all about. It's not just taking your face picture, your thumbprint. If it was like that, it's no problem. We've all done this. We've all gone through airports and blah blah blah, played video games, our devices. We've all done this shit. Okay. They want you to think it's about that. No, it's about your genetics, changing your rights. Okay, so we got to remind you at this time that for us souls that are using this, we're trying to extract money out of it, just like they've extracted our soul so that we can sustain ourselves outside the system, just like they've used us to build their system so that they can sustain themselves without our authority and permission. Okay, we're flipping the mirror. Okay, we're showing the mirror back to them. You understand this? You got that. Okay, so let's go to the charts. We can see we were in a lower range. It's struggling to get into the 90, above 95. This is where it's got to go. Okay, we know that once it's above 95, there's a whole lot of selling going. The price of Bitcoin goes up, and we know that the entities that caused everything to accumulate and purchase down here are selling it to the retail up here, along with stories and glories and all sorts of shit. Okay, and we know that this has lasted for 8 months from here to here. It's 8 months above $9,500, $95,000. Okay, so we know when it gets above this, it could be good times. Okay, but we just looked at the Kagadora, and we can see moving forward, Bitcoin has to continue up. If it's going to maintain this business, it has to continue. It has no choice. It's not going to have any ability to capture anybody's attention. Okay, we're all going sensory whether we like it or not. Okay, so this is why they have AI, making you think AI is the reason that you don't believe shit. Okay, the reason why you don't believe shit is that your eyes are being removed, your senses are being reattached to your brain for communication purposes. Okay, this is what the Seons are doing. Okay, they're elevating the magnetic field. When you elevate your magnetic field, so is your sound field. Okay, your sound field operates your senses. This is your Ba. Okay, right now we're just operating by way of our Ka. Okay, and this false spirit energy that we got through artificial technology and all the brainwashing. Okay, so as soon as Bitcoin gets above 95, we're good, because today's a 7 and also a Se'ah. It's going to be a great day for bringing in new things and for promoting. You're saying what you're thinking, right? You're interacting with people. You're getting your voice out. So this is the market's going to do the same thing. Okay, it's going to tell you today where it's going. Okay, and it's either going to break above 95, get into this lucrative zone. Okay, it still has to reach 99,000. Okay, but it's going to get above 91, or it's going to break back down. Okay, it's going to break back down and stay below expectations. Okay, remember, expectations are 91,000 and above. Okay, anything below, like I was calling when we were way up there, telling you we're going to go to 88,000, 85,000. Okay, we ended up going to 80,000. Okay, you got that. So there's a great opportunity that we can go back here. Okay, but my thinking is, fortunately, I was able to get in here. Okay, you got that. So there's a lot of profit that from here to here. And then for the people that got trapped here, they are still in their trades hoping to recover profit because they waited 12 days just to get back here. Okay? So because it's having a trouble, look, it's having a lot of trouble breaking 95. It's getting very close. Okay, but it's having a problem getting right there. Okay? If it has 2 days, today and tomorrow, to get there. Okay, but you got to see that we are already in 7. Okay, we're already in 7. Okay, by 7 o'clock tonight, we're going to be in 8. And that's when China opens up. Okay, so if China doesn't pump this market up and over the threshold, okay, we got to expect by 9, okay, by 5 o'clock market close, it's going to be 9. Okay, and we'd have to expect for them to take back some of